Picture me. Tiny bikini.
The following is a
straps
paid commercial
undone.
program. The opinions expressed are those of the participants and not necessarily those of 96K Rock and the Beasley Broadcast Group.
Recovery doesn't start tomorrow. Recovery starts right now. Here to help, it's Rated R for Recovery on 96K Rock and 96krock.com.
(277) or 775-9600. We are Rated R for Recovery. 96K Rock and 96krock.com.
Wake up.
Who are you?
I'm just a singer in a rock and roll band.
Yes, you are.
My name is Joy Thomas, and I'm an alcoholic.
And I'm a drug addict that doesn't use. I'm an alcoholic that doesn't drink. And I'm a dead man that walks amongst the living. And all of this by no righteous deed of my own. Simply known as Fletch.
Fletcher P. Henderson.
What do you got for us to start the show today?
Well, we're going to start out with just a little reading. Have you ever wondered whether or not you're an alcoholic? See if this makes any sense to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Most of us have been unwilling to admit we were real alcoholics. No person likes to think he's bodily and mentally different from his fellows. Therefore, it's not surprising that our drinking careers have been characterized by countless vain attempts to prove we could drink like other people. You ever tried that?
Yes.
Me too, all the time. The idea that somehow, someday, he will control and enjoy his drinking is the great obsession of every abnormal drinker. The persistence of this illusion is astonishing. Many pursue it into the gates of insanity or death. We learned that we had to fully concede to our innermost selves that we were alcoholics. This is the first step in recovery. The delusion that we are like other people or presently maybe has to be smashed. There you go. We alcoholics are men and women who have lost the ability to control our drinking. We know that no real alcoholic ever recovers control. All of us felt at times that we were regaining control, but such intervals, usually brief, were inevitably followed by still less control, which led in time to pitiful and incomprehensible demoralization. We're convinced to a man that alcoholics of our type are in the grip of a progressive illness. Over any considerable period, we get worse, never better. We're like men who've lost their legs. They never grow new ones. Neither does there appear to be any kind of treatment which will make alcoholics of our kind like other men. We've tried every imaginable remedy. In some instances, there's been brief recovery, followed always by a still worse relapse. Physicians who are familiar with alcoholism agree there's no such thing as making a normal drinker out of an alcoholic. That means once you're a pickle, you can never be a cucumber again.
Yeah, you like that.
Yeah, science may one day accomplish this, but it hasn't done so yet. Despite all we can say, many who are real alcoholics are not going to believe that they're in that class. By every form of self-deception and experimentation, they'll try to prove themselves exceptions to the rule, therefore non-alcoholic. If anyone who's showing inability to control his drinking can do the right about face and drink like a gentleman,
Go ahead.
do it. Our hats are off to you. Heaven knows we've tried hard enough and long enough to drink like other people. Here are some of the things we've tried. Drinking beer only, limiting the number of drinks, never drinking alone, never drinking in the morning, drinking only at home, never having it in the house, never drinking during business hours, drinking only at parties, switching from scotch to brandy, drinking only natural wines, agreeing to resign if ever drunk on the job, taking a trip, my favorite, not taking a trip, swearing off forever with and without a solemn oath, taking more physical exercise, reading inspirational books, going to health farms and sanitariums, accepting voluntary commitment to asylums, and we could increase this list ad infinitum.
None of that applies to me.
It all applies to me.
No, it doesn't apply to me. You know why?
Why?
I never drank. I was a crack smoker. I shot heroin. I took pills. I snorted pills. So how does that apply to me?
So what did you try to stop? Did you try mixing your drugs? Did you try only
smoking crack?
Only smoking on weekends?
Tell me. Yep, I did that.
All right, there's one.
Okay.
Never doing it alone?
I did it alone.
Or did you ever try to control
Did it in a group. Yep.
Well, these are some of the ways they tried to control things. How did you try to control your drug use?
You know I'm speaking.
Stopping at 6 a.m.?
I'm trying to speak metaphorically.
I know.
You know that.
I know.
Okay.
However.
So come along? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I tried to stop at 6 a.m. and couldn't do it.
So,
I tried to go to work and couldn't go to work.
Yeah, that's a problem.
I tried to go home. I couldn't go home.
Yeah, work was interfering with my drinking.
Amen. It sure was. 277 or 775-9600. Once again, rated R for recovery on 96 K-Rock and 96krock.com. Our guest, would you like to introduce our guest?
Our guest today is Leslie from Street Chicks in Recovery. Street Chicks is a brand new...
We need some sound effects.
Oh, that's really nice. It's a brand new entity, and it's starting here in Southwest Florida. Leslie, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing, Joy?
Wait till I turn your microphone on. Okay, go ahead. Say it again.
Okay, hello. How you doing, Joy?
Oh, I'm doing great this morning. This is a lot of fun. This is show number 8.
It is.
And our guest is Leslie from Street Chicks. Leslie,
What is Street Chicks?
What is Street Chicks?
I was a street chick.
You were.
Yeah, you looked familiar. Street Chicks in Recovery is a limited liability corporation, and we're a company who tells stories of women in recovery and what it was like and what it's like now for them. I started Street Chicks, actually its conception when I first came into recovery in 2003. And I had come off the street. Also, I'm a recovering alcoholic and a cocaine addict. And yeah, I smoked some crack. And I know you didn't put that whole 8-ball in your pipe and you stashed them in your pocket for later. I'm just trying to control it, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I just...
So smart, Alec.
Yeah, angry. But...
Takes one to know one.
Premenopausal, and you're in menopause, so this will be an interesting show. So they handed me all these books, you're new in recovery, and I'm kind of feral, I'm right off the street, and I remember this meditation book, and I was sitting on the porch at...
Excuse me for a second. Do you say you're kind of feral?
Yeah, kind of feral, like a feral cat. Anybody on the street is feral.
I was feral then.
Wild.
I'd have beat you with a book.
But in a bad way.
How about Will Ferrell?
Will Ferrell? Yeah, I saw him out there too.
All right. Don't say that.
That's where I got the name. He said I could use that name. Ferrell. That's where I got it.
Don't say that. No. All affiliation with the actor and comedian Will Ferrell is disavowed at this time.
Prank caller.
Go ahead, Leslie. I'm sorry.
That's okay. So, when I came into recovery, and, like most people, I wasn't very happy about being in recovery, but I didn't have anywhere else to go. That's why I came in. It certainly wasn't by virtue. And somebody handed me a meditation book, and I tried to look at it, and I just wasn't there. I just remember like the spirit wind blowing through the mountain, and I would just remember like I was smoking back then this Marlboro, and I'm just like, how in the heck is that going to help me? I couldn't even relate to it. And I remember sitting there saying to one of the other gals that I was sitting next to, I said, somebody should write a book for Street Chicks. So it took me 9 years, but finally I did. So I took all of my experience and everything that I've learned in my 12-step program, and I put it with illustrations, and I made it just really, really, really simple. And that's how Street Chicks, the conception, got started.
Well, you just said my 12-step program. What makes your 12-step program different than my 12-step program?
I think it's obvious.
No, I'm serious. I'm totally serious right now.
I think that, my 12-step program is tailored to my substance and tailored to the way that I think.
But our literature tells us we are suffering from, a seemingly hopeless state of mind and body, providing you subscribe to the same literature I do.
Well, yeah, I do. And so the mental obsession that happens in my body when I drink alcohol and the compulsion is not going to happen in the average temperate drinker. And, I've never studied heroin addicts. I know that I could put a whole bunch of people in a room and give them a whole bunch of alcohol, and only a certain percentage is coming out alcoholic. You shoot everybody up with heroin, and we're all coming out heroin addicts.
I don't know. Well, I just know that it's not my program; it's the program, and that's just me. Okay. So, all right. So how long has Street Chicks been around? Street
Chicks has been around for just a little over a year, Fletch.
Okay, and very good, Leslie.
Yeah, thank you. I'm going to be the first one.
She has it written down. It's great.
She does. She does. Very good. Very good.
Joy and Fletch.
And what does it consist of now?
It consists of now, I have an artist, Deidre Wood, that really, really saved the Street Chicks. I had an artist in Chicago that I just loved, and she was excellent, but she just couldn't get the work on time, so Deidre Wood came in.
The illustrations are great, by the way.
Yeah, it's hard, it's hard to go to print when you don't have anything, but Deidre came in and saved the day, and once I got Deidre, we started rocking and rolling on the little booklet. So I wrote a meditation book, but I didn't have the finances to do the book all at once. So using Arthur Printing, we started doing booklets, you know, and putting those out a little at a time. And when I get 12 of those, I'll put them into a book. Street Chicks is self-supporting through my contributions at this time. So, you know, I want to do the LLC because our ultimate goal is to open up a business where we train women for business. So.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Those the characters or cartoons, whatever you want. What do you call them?
Illustrations.
Thank you.
Illustrations.
They're very good. They're very good. Tell everybody that's listening, we have over 1 million listeners, how to get one of your books. How do they get in touch with Street Chicks?
You can get in touch with Street Chicks. www.streetchicks.net is our website, and on there we have a Facebook fan book page, which we post everything that's going on, all the places that Street Chicks shows up. Like we're going to be at the Drug Odyssey House March 6th from 6 to 8 o'clock. We post all the events. We also have a softball team that Street Chicks and Recovery sponsors, so we post when our games are.
Is that a co-ed team?
Yeah, it is. We went out I wanted to do a women's team, but they only had fast pitch, and so the co-ed was the only slow pitch, Class D, casual.
You got to play with the men.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. Yeah. Now, Drug House Odyssey starts.
It actually starts, let's see, March 5th, 6th, and 7th. It's at the Cape Christian Fellowship, 2110 Chiquita Boulevard.
Is that your place?
No.
Cape Christian Fellowship?
No.
Okay. And I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it's just 2110 Chiquita Boulevard, March 5th, 6th, and 7th. Do you know what Drug House Odyssey is? This is our first time at Drug House Odyssey. I understand it's Deb C. from the Lee County Coalition puts it on, and I understand it's an educational program for both alcohol and drugs and the effects. And it starts in children at a young age.
Targeting this particular
elementary school age children. Yes. And Deb, who is the head of Drug Free Lee County, I don't know if she started it, but she's the head of it now. And what these kids do is they go through these different series of booths, and there's literature, and they can pick up literature, and they are like little sponges. They pick up everything. They want everything, and they love the key tags. They love the little things they can put in their pockets. And the
comic books. They love the comic books.
They do, and they'll love yours because yours has got that, not that it is a comic book, I don't mean that at all, but it's got that comic flair because of your illustrations, which are excellent, by the way. And then they go to a certain point where they see the results of a horrific car accident, and they go through the process of the crash, the police coming on scene, the extraction of the person or persons in the vehicle, the trip to the emergency room, and then ultimately the death of one or more of the people that have not survived the crash due to drugs and alcohol. And it is very graphic, and it is very real. So it moved me greatly. I had been involved with it probably, I forget how many years. Listen to me, how many years ago? Back in '65, I was involved with it quite a bit. Manning a booth for one of the fellowships, and which was really cool. It was really good. What is the way people? You have a website? Yes. Yep. www.streetchicks.net. And we have a fan book page. You can click on there, become a fan if you like, and then we post all our events and everything that we're doing and how you can get involved with Street Chicks. We also have a little store there where we sell our T-shirts and sell our literature. So anybody who's in the professional community, like counseling and mental health or corrections, can get on there. One of my favorite books is The Little Book of Help. That was my first one I did, and it tells the story of one of our lead characters, Sophia Maria Rodriguez Melendez, and her fall to. She's so cool. Her fall, and how it started out so normal, and how she came to the end where she was, prostituting herself. Started out just being fun. Yep, started out just being fun, and having a great time. Having a really great time, because it was fun a lot of times at the beginning, and then how it turned on her, and then how she was a slave to it, and she couldn't get out. And there's one point I like it because it says it got worse and worse and worse, and then you turn the page and it says, oh, and worse. Because I can remember being freaking homeless, coming out of jail. I need a drink really, really bad. I'm walking the streets, and you just don't think it can get any worse, and it does. It gets worse. And we've talked about this before on this show, about how others, family members, friends, turn away when they just can't watch anymore, and then all we have left is, ourselves, our bodies. And the disease. Do the characters in those little books, are they real or are they fictional?
They're fictional. They kind of represent a lot of us. You know, there's 5 of them actually. The story is based on 5 women that live in a fictional halfway house called the Lost and Found Halfway House. We're actually turning some of our comics. We have an animator. We just got an animator this week because my big dream is to have an animation series just like The Simpsons on TV called Meditation for Street Chicks, that you tune in and you see all their little stories and the little trouble they get into and how they're learning to leave the life they left behind, and they're trying to grab this new life and live clean and sober, and they have no idea what they're doing. And we have 5 of them, and they represent a broad range of women. We have, of course, Sofia Maria Rodriguez Melendez, and she's our drinker, and she's more the saucy, you know, scrapping, drinking chick.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah. Sophia's everybody's favorite because she's just cool. She wears like really cool jewelry, and she has like her T-shirts are all like hand drawn by her artist boyfriend.
Next. I wanted to get through these chicks.
Okay, let's get through the chicks.
Oh, you mean the characters?
Okay. So
Are the characters based on real people? Like, is that one on the over there? Is that one?
No,
you?
they could all be me, really.
Well, they could all be me too.
Yeah, you know, I'm down to about, you know.
He really wants to be one of these
I
girls.
am.
Do
I
you?
do.
Okay, here, let's find one for you.
Need to
Okay.
be a street chick.
Okay, well, there's
Where's
Sophia.
the crack smoking, law breaking, going to jail every 6 months?
Were you a fighter, Fletch?
No.
Okay.
Oh no, I
You
ran
weren't a
from fights.
fighter.
No, wasn't a fighter.
Okay, well, you could be Sydney, our lead character, Sydney Mystic Love.
Yeah,
and
that's me.
Yeah, that's
Old
her.
hippie.
Yeah, she doesn't really fit in. She's a mixed girl. Her dad's black and her mom's white, and her dad was a musician. Her mom worked at Walmart, and she has red hair and freckles, so she
That's
never
me.
fit in anywhere.
Yeah, that's
you. That's
me.
Sydney.
Yeah,
And then who else you got?
I'm a mixed breed.
Then we have our favorite character, Delta Dawn. She's our little trailer chick. She's really sweet. I know she is.
that flower you have on?
That's her song.
a faded rose from days gone? All right, we're not supposed to sing
Okay,
on the air.
okay.
My boss here at the radio station told me never to sing on the air again.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So I've stopped.
I thought it was actually kind of good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. What do
So
you think,
there's-
Joy? No comment?
No
Okay.
comment.
All right, so go ahead.
Okay, so there's Delta Dawn. Then there's Lucy. Lucy has a red stripe in her hair. She matches her shirt to the stripe to the color of stripe she has in her hair. Lucy is our resident drama queen. She's one of those girls that's always got like 5 different boyfriends going on, and she's got
Everything's a big deal.
everything's a great big deal. She's the drama queen. We all know one of those. And then we have
Me.
then we have you. This could be you. We have Tiso. Tiso's kind of our juvenile delinquent, tough chick. You know, she has the army boots on. You know, she's the scrapper, but she's kind of a low rank criminal. She's like gets caught stealing airbags out of cars and stuff like that. You know, but
Airbags out of cars?
Yeah, that's how she
Can't
got
trade
in
those
it.
for dope.
Whatever works.
Yeah, you can.
You can? Oh,
Well, I shouldn't tell people that.
really? Don't be.
Do not do that.
Okay, when we come back from break, we are going to talk with some real street chicks, some women that perhaps lived a life that they didn't want or plan to live.
You mean besides you and me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, because it's not all about us. Before we do go to break, though, ladies and gentlemen, on our website, Rated R for Recovery, on Facebook, you can like us on the Facebook. We don't have a website, so I just lied to you all. But go on to the Rated R for Recovery Facebook page, like us, and then our engineer Troy has posted a way where you can go see members of the Doobie Brothers, Steely Dan, the Bob Marley's Wailers, the JBs, and Rick Derringer, all at the All-Star Jam. That is March 9th at the Sidney and Byrne Davis Arts Center. We have 2 tickets and a meet and greet with the artists, and that's available to the highest bidder. We have some bids, but they're not high enough. How's that? I'm not
That's
giving
right.
them out for that much money.
Where's the money go?
I don't know. Where are we going to do it?
It's going to be donated
Yes.
to
a charity of whoever's choice. I think it should be the person who bids the highest.
Street chicks.
It could go to Street Chicks, absolutely. It could go to After the Rain. It could go to anywhere that people are helping people. But it does have to be a nonprofit, and it does have to be a recovery-based charity. And we are available at 277 or 775-9600. And you can listen to us on 96krock.com. We are streaming live at this moment, at this time. And we'll be right back with more recovery on Rated R for Recovery on 96krock and 96krock.com.
Motorcycling, boating, golfing, you choose. There's a map for that. Hey, Southwest Florida, it's Chris from the Biker Map. That's right, the 3 lifestyles of Southwest Florida. Motorcycling, boating, and golfing. Be sure to pick up a map to direct you to the best destination combinations to fit your lifestyle. If you can't find one, go to thebikermap.com, theboatermap.com, or thegolfermap.com, or anywhere 96K Rock is. And don't forget, there's a map for that.
Every Friday night at 6:45 p.m., experience Celebrate Recovery at Grace Church at 13 Southeast 21st Place in Cape Coral. The purpose of Celebrate Recovery is to encourage fellowship and to celebrate God's healing power in our lives as we work our way along the road to recovery. By working through the 12 steps and 8 principles of Celebrate Recovery, we grow spiritually and we are freed from our hurts, habits, and hang-ups. Celebrate Recovery every Friday night at 6:45 p.m. at Grace Church, 13 Southeast 21st Place in Cape Coral.
Have you been charged with a crime? You could face serious penalties for conviction, and it is vitally important that you have skilled legal assistance on your side during this time. Call Brian L. Edwards, Esquire, Attorney at Law today. 888-512-6254. Results matter. With a track record of success, our methods are tried and true. Mistakes happen, but we can help. Brian L. Edwards, Esquire, Attorney at Law. Visit FortMyersCriminalLawFirm.com or call 888-512-6254. Have you been considering a kitchen renovation or bathroom remodeling? There's no one better to call than the professionals at Honey's Construction. Value, beauty, and functionality. Get the right design for your kitchen or bathroom and add significant value to your home. Call Honey's Construction today at 229-4934 for a free in-home consultation. Honey's Construction's purpose and mission is to fulfill dreams and to be grateful for the many blessings we enjoy each and every day. 229-4934.
If you're looking for a place to find recovery, please consider the 1149 Foundation, located at 50 Pine Island Drive in North Fort Myers in the AutoZone Plaza. We currently have 3 meetings per day at noon, 5:30, and 8 p.m. We've been offering this area a safe place for over 20 years. No matter what you've done, no matter where you've been, you're not alone, and are welcome at the 1149 Foundation. Come check us out or call 677-6107. That's 677-6107.
Get the taste of home while eating out. Gwendolyn's Cafe and Catering. Open daily for breakfast and lunch and located at 2400 First Street in downtown Fort Myers. Gwendolyn's Cafe and Catering specializes in homemade soups, salads, sandwiches, and desserts. And Gwendolyn's has been rated 5 stars by Urban Spoon and Yelp. Get the taste of home while dining out. Or let us bring the taste of home to your home with our free delivery. Gwendolyn's Cafe and Catering, 2400 First Street, downtown Fort Myers.
A Heavenly Cut Landscaping and Celebrate Pressure Washing has been serving Lee County for over 7 years. Commercial and residential landscaping is our specialty. We also have an experienced pressure cleaning staff as well. A Heavenly Cut Landscaping and Celebrate Pressure Washing offers a free on-site estimate and is available by calling 738-9009. That's 738-9009. We are grateful for the opportunity to help beautify your property. Call today, 738-9009. A Heavenly Cut Landscaping and Celebrate Pressure Washing.
That's gonna leave a mark. But not if you bring your vehicle to DHAB Your Automotive Rehab, your one-stop shop for all auto body work and paint. No job too big or small. With over 25 years experience, DHAB can make your vehicle look like the accident never happened. DHAB Your Automotive Rehab is located at 2534 Highland Street, 1 block off Edison Avenue in Fort Myers. So if you have a scratch, ding, dent, or bent, call DHAB Your Automotive Rehab at 332-1813.
My name is April, and I'm an addict. I totaled my car and trashed the best guy I ever had before I got help. Thank God for Swaffis. They saved my life. Now I go for counseling once a week, and life is good.
Alcohol and drug problems don't have to ruin your life. Swaffis has outpatient, detox, and residential programs for all. Addiction is a disease. Recovery is possible. We will help. Call 332-6989 now or visit us online at swfas.org. Designs that are enduring. Designs that are engaging. Designs from Ensight. Ensight is a leading Florida-based design, planning, and engineering firm offering innovative planning, landscape architecture, civil engineering, and more. Whether it's a place to live, work, learn, shop, or play, let the award-winning design team at Ensight help you achieve today's needs and tomorrow's possibilities. Call Ensight at 226-0024 or online at en-site.com.
Feeling alone? Feeling lost? Feeling helpless? We're here to help. Call 277 or 775-9600. Rated R for Recovery on 96 K-Rock.
Whiskey bottles and brand new cars. Oak tree in my way. There's too much coke and too much smoke. Look what's going on inside you. Ooh, that smell.
277 or 775-9600.
Ooh, that smell.
We are Rated R for Recovery.
The smell of death surrounds you.
The song is called That Smell, a song by Leonard Skinner from probably about 1974. Not really sure. I can't remember what happened an hour ago, so they're a band that recovered from a seemingly hopeless state of mind and body.
All together, all of them, everyone.
Gary Rosington, who is one of the founding members and the lead guitar player, is doing very well. I can't speak for the others.
There you go.
The little Van Zant, that's the singer now, that started with 38 Special, he does well.
All right.
Yeah, 277 or 775-9600 is the number. We'd like to thank everybody for listening and all the huge bids that we've gotten while we just took that commercial break.
Call and send in a bid. You may win these tickets. Who knows?
You don't win them, you bid them. You get to win.
The highest bidder wins.
Oh, is that what?
Right.
Is that the proper vernacular?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I think it's pretty good.
A lot of bands, which when at some point we'll be having famous people that have recovered on. I don't know when. That's not for me to say. But a lot of these bands, when they go from city to city, had a dope dealer that they could get their dope from, and they would come and bring them to the.
Oh, I never heard of such a thing.
Whatever. So I always wanted to be that guy, but I couldn't stop smoking crack long enough to do anything.
Actually sell it.
Oh, do anything.
Yeah.
My whole thing was just to be
all used up today.
without clothing and a bunch of crack.
All right. Well, we got some visitors in the studio. Yeah.
Okay.
Street chicks in recovery, and I have a question.
You do?
Yeah.
For me?
Well, for the room. How do you know if you're a street chick? I wanted to be a street chick. We were talking about this before the show. I used to hang out on the side of the road.
What for?
And I didn't know, because I didn't have anywhere else to go, and I didn't know if I was actually a street chick when, we talked about how there's always another little step down and you can go lower and lower, and I used to feel that if I had enough self-esteem to get anybody to, pay for this, maybe I could have made me some money, but I didn't have enough self-esteem to be an actual street chick. But I did drink a lot and then just follow people home like a puppy. And then if they kept me, woohoo, then we were in a relationship. You've been in some of those, haven't you?
Yes.
You fall in bed with somebody and then when you wake up, you must be in a relationship?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, those are fun.
And I wanted to marry that person.
Oh, yeah.
I thought we should be married. Day one. When a long time ago, I was with this woman that was actually crazy. She's now 10, going on 11 years sober. And
she's still pretty crazy.
She is.
Cray, they call it now.
Well, she's not a lot different than she used to be.
She is.
This woman was a total upfront gangster and taught me how what we call in the street, taught me the game. Yeah. And she was the craziest woman I'd ever met in my entire life. I remember, I can see in my head the first time I laid eyes on her when she was brought to my little abode.
Was she as beautiful then?
Yeah, she's very pretty.
And today she's crazy for recovery, I'll tell you that.
She is, and she helps tons of women, and we won't use her name, of course.
No.
But she helps tons of women, and I took one look at her and said, this is the woman I'm going to marry. And she didn't think the same way at all. All she wanted was someone to buy her dope, and that's what I did.
Well, so I questioned which one of you were crazier then.
Yeah, I was pretty crazy. And then I got crazier afterwards. See, I went to jail, then she went to jail, and it got messy. But I came, the first time I tried to get sober, I saw her in a meeting. And then I thought we were still in love. But, we were not. We were not.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
It was at some place that you go to a lot.
All right,
on Tuesdays.
Anyway.
Yeah. So anyway, we have, what's your name?
My name's Renee.
Hey, Renee, were you a street chick?
I was absolutely a street chick.
How did you know? Did you start out having fun and then...
Well, it started actually when I was very young. I can remember starting with alcoholism, and then I really got to be a sloppy drunk, so I said I'm going to become a respectable drug addict.
That's some of that controlling.
Yeah.
We tried to control.
Yeah. And then I went through about 8 treatment centers. I won't bore you with the details of every one, but I always ended up pulling one of the boys or girls out of there to have a relationship with and took them home. And usually they were quite younger than me, and I had been going through the process of trying to get sober for a long, long time. And
I had a rehab relationship.
Yeah.
He looked just like Walter Payton. He was so cute. Oh, lasted 2 weeks, I think.
Do you have that high voice like Walter Payton?
Nope.
Okay.
I had several, and I actually got kicked out of treatment centers because of it. Or not kicked out. Of course, they put me on like a month blackout for doing something stupid like getting pregnant by somebody in a different 12-step or recovery program.
Ho.
Yes.
Wait, you got pregnant how many times in rehab?
Just once.
Oh, okay.
Just once. But I've been through 8 rehabs.
I was going to say,
I had a relationship in every one that I left out.
The chances increase the more rehabs you go to.
Yeah. And actually, I started going into rehabs with my ex-husband, and that poor guy put up with a lot with me. He's probably going to be crowned saint.
Me too.
Yeah.
People tell me I'm a saint.
But, you know, I was just talking to my mom the other day, and she said, I can't believe you left him. And I just can't believe that he didn't leave you. And there were several times that I did absolutely
So again, who was
insane
sicker?
Things. Exactly. Exactly. And so as I started going through these treatment centers, I can remember going through plenty of 12-step programs as well. And I had resentments against every one of them for not getting me sober. I have resentments against past sponsors for not getting me sober.
Because they didn't do it for you.
Yeah, because I actually went through this for 18 years thinking my way I would actually talk to several people so I could get the answer that I wanted. And it just wasn't working for me. So, you know, nothing was working for me. And I thought, okay, maybe I'm one of those that are incapable of being honest with myself.
Constitutionally incapable.
And then I had someone tell me that absolutely that would not be me. That I just was in very big delusion and denial.
Yeah.
So I remember one time a friend of mine in Virginia. I lived in Virginia and then moved to Central Virginia and then Southern Virginia to go to a year Christian faith-based program. And then I actually moved all the way down here because of circumstances where my ex-husband brought my children here.
Did you make it a whole year? Did you go through a whole year?
I had to. My parents told me they wouldn't give me a plane ticket down here, and I was actually, I really, really sincerely was done with the game at that point.
How old were you at that time?
I was 32.
When
32.
you said your parents had something to do with it, you know, you think that it would be a teenager. However,
no. My parents have put up with me for a long, long time, and thank God they're loving, and I have a praying mother, you know, and I had a praying grandmother.
Me too. Me too.
But anyway, so I got to Florida, and well, I remember one time my friend in Virginia picked me up, her and her husband, and I was crying. I was in this place where I had been smoking crack. You got to come get me. And I was crying, and he said, you know what, just shut up and suck it up. You know, you're lucky that somebody hasn't put a gun to your head. I don't want to I don't want to see those tears. And you are going to get to the point to where you're selling your butt on the street. And then maybe you can cry. And I thought, no, never happened to me. So, you know, one of those yets came
I'll
again.
never do that. So if I ever get that bad.
Right. I came to Florida after that year faith-based program, and 2 weeks later I was drinking. I didn't get hooked up with, this was actually a faith-based program that didn't believe in 12-step programs, so they took away all my 12-step literature when I went in.
Teen Challenge?
No.
Oh, no, we're not going to.
No.
Why? We're going to have people from Teen Challenge on the show.
We are, but we're not going to list
it was actually,
names of places where they do this there, they don't do that there. We're not going to get into that. No.
No. And actually, it was they were just trying to get, because I was like, okay, this Jesus thing, you know, something's wrong with me. Jesus or God doesn't love me.
Right.
So, you know, I thought maybe this would work, and actually what I was doing there is just biding my time for that year until I could get that
hiding out.
Hiding out. I did a lot of geographical changing and hiding out.
However, many of us do very well with supervision. And so, you know, if you're supervised for a year and you're, quote, trying to be good, and, you know, a lot of us can do pretty good for quite a long time.
Right. And
as long as somebody's watching.
I stayed abstinent, but I didn't grow. I mean, I grew very little.
Right.
And And I thought, when I got off the plane here, and I thought, okay, this is it. I actually tried to get a hold of a couple of places to get grounded and didn't get phone calls back.
Who picked you up at the airport?
My dad picked me up at the airport, and I got out and smoked a cigarette, which you couldn't smoke in this faith-based program. I had somebody buy me a pack of cigarettes 2 weeks before I left and started smoking out the bathroom window of the halfway house that I was in there.
That's a good way to start.
Yeah, and my dad,
the rules.
yeah, he said to me, he said, oh no, you're starting already. He said, can't stay faithful in the little things. You're not going to stay faithful in the big ones. And this stuff never came together to me until I finally got this 16 months of quality sobriety that I have now. It didn't even come to me when I had a year quality sobriety before my last relapse with my partner.
That's because it's so important that the information goes from our head to our heart, and we start to live, and not just anybody can read a book.
Right.
Anybody can find out that Leif Erikson was a Viking, and he came here, and he walked around.
But if knowledge alone would get people sober, the whole world would be sober.
That is my point. And the fact is, you mentioned something a while ago that I thought I was one of these people that was constitutionally incapable of being honest with myself. We don't know what that means, though.
We don't.
If you're a real low-ball person like me, I'm only speaking from my own personal experience, that thought I was smarter than every one of you.
Amen.
Combined.
Me too.
And so, but I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know what the term constitutionally incapable of being honest with myself. I could give you the definition of each one of those words, but combine it in a sentence, I had no clue what that meant.
Well, and even the word honesty.
Didn't know.
Right.
Didn't know.
I was running from me a lot. I mean, I found out now that I'm dealing with all of my problems, I'm dual diagnosed. I have several things going on. So actually, the street chicks that we were talking about, I have a little bit of each one of them in me. It's just crazy, and that's okay. That's okay. At least I'm dealing with those issues today.
I'm gonna get down and dirty right now.
Okay.
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 So are you a hooker yet?
I actually, when I came to Florida and I was drinking 2 weeks later, I was working at one of the convenience stores in town, and I was working the night shift.
Were you stealing from the cash register?
No, not from the cash register, but I did steal product.
Oh.
And actually got transferred to another store, but I never made it to that store because I got arrested. That's coming up. But actually, so I walked into the bathroom one night because I was working the 11 to 7 shift, and it was after people had closed from the bar, and there was a little package of cocaine laying there on the toilet paper dispenser, and I walked around with that pack in my bra for 2 hours because I had only been drinking at this point.
You're drinking at work now.
No.
No?
She went back to drinking.
Yeah.
I went back to drinking, and I am drinking when I leave work. I'm getting a big, tall gulp, and then I'm going in my car and putting the Southern Comfort out of my trunk in that and going home. And actually, I got kicked out of my parents' house. My parents took me in when I came back from the
So where are you living?
Faith-based program. So I actually went and lived with a woman that.
So you're gay too?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I knew that very early on, but it was not acceptable. So I tried to do the normal thing with the husband and the kids, and poor guy. I mean, I wasn't.
He was a hostage.
Yeah, he was a hostage, and I was delusional myself. I was trying to deny that myself because of some things that happened to me in my youth.
Were you abused as a young woman?
Yeah, well, actually, I was, and I found out. I confronted that situation when I got out of the year Christian rehab, trying to do an amends with that person, and they told me that it was being done to them by someone else, and it all fit together after that.
Was it a man or a woman?
It was a woman. It was one of my peers, but she was like a few years older than me.
A teacher?
So no, few years older than me. So one of my peers.
Sorry.
And so anyways, when I came here, I actually thought, I started looking up and I saw that escorting was pretty prevalent in Florida. And so I thought, okay, that's how I'm going to get my money, because I was working 2 jobs. I was wearing myself out. No time with my kids. So this is what I'm going to do. So I actually call a place, never get a call back, and I go on this bender on my daughter's birthday, and I get arrested. My daughter's birthday is February 12th. I get arrested on the 13th, and I'm in jail for 4.5 months. I have the money in my property from working to, and actually during that time, the 3 days that or my daughter's birthday, I missed her birthday. And I had a party on Friday for her, and on Monday morning is when I got arrested. And I was actually started prostituting down in Fort Myers that period of 3 days.
You working for an escort service, or you walk on the street, walking 41?
I'm walking 41.
She was her own escort service.
I was, yeah.
She'd like to escort you.
And I was actually getting a lot of people pimping me out of, saying, okay, well, you're going to give me this and you can take her. And that was going on in several situations in 3 days' time. So I get into jail, and, well, what happens is I actually get into a van to try to go make money for somebody that's given me product. And so I get in this van, and other people come into the van with me, and my vehicle is left at their home.
You had a car?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, actually, that was given to me by my ex-husband when I came down from
And you still had
Virginia.
your license?
Still have my license.
Okay.
Yeah, lost it many a times.
Okay, yeah.
So these are all the yets, and I would it was that whole thing that you just read, Joy, about regaining a little bit of control, thinking I got it, and then it being worse than ever.
Yeah.
And you can be at the bottom and still have a car.
Absolutely.
You can?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so anyways, actually I got arrested and I was in jail for 4.5 months. I had the money, but no, I didn't know a whole lot of people here, so I couldn't manipulate some people at that point in time. And my parents let me stay there for 4.5 months. They wouldn't even come sign for me and get my money out of property to get me out of jail. They were done at that point. So I got out of jail after 4.5 months, and I called my family to come get me, and they wouldn't come get me. So I went to a hotel here on 41, and the next door guy, and I was like calling people to come get me, and they were saying no, no, no. Everything had been turned away. And I was told, well, if I were you and that had happened to me, I would have walked to go see my children. But at that point, I was so...
Yeah, they have no clue.
Yeah, I know. I was so down. That
a normal person would have, though.
Well, yeah, but we're not normal. We don't claim to be normal.
Right.
We are street chicks.
It's the insanity.
So the next door neighbor actually had, he was a dealer, and I actually went and pulled the money off my card. I walked down to Circle K, and I was approached by a police officer asking me if I was walking the street. No, I don't do that. So for that 2 weeks, there was 2 weeks there that I walked 41.
Yeah.
And then...
But you had money.
No.
I thought you said you had enough money in your property.
That was gone.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, that was gone.
I blacked out.
That was gone the first 24 hours I was out of jail.
Okay.
And so that's why I started walking the street, in order to stay high and to at least get a little bit of room and board. And then I actually went and stayed with someone who really saw that I was trying to get myself together. I actually went to my probation officer the next day, because you have to report after you get out of jail the next day to your probation officer. And I went to him and I said, I can't do this. You have to lock me back up. I'm dirty. I've been smoking crack all night. Test me and put me back in jail and let me do my time.
What'd he do?
He told me absolutely not.
Wow.
Why?
Yeah, he said, because he knew my story. I told him my whole story of what I've been doing all my life. And he said, you know what to do. He said, get somewhere safe right now and go make it a point and get into a treatment center. I went to SWAFIS.
Yeah?
And
you walked there? No, you had a car and a license.
No. The car was gone.
Okay. Just sell it for dope?
The 4.5 months in jail, my parents came with the title to sign it over to my daughter, which is definitely something that was absolutely needed. And I had done some nasty things in jail where I owed my parents money. I had been stealing, and other people had been getting in touch with them, and my dad did my taxes, and he wanted my tax return, and when my mom brought it to sign it over, I just signed the title over, and I kept the money and put it in my property so I'd have more money when I got out, because I told them they were I thought that they should have been doing more to help me.
Well, and so there's a saying that when all else is gone, you have to look up.
Yes.
And was that true for you?
Absolutely, but it didn't stop there. I mean, after that, I went into escorting because I found out that I could make more money, and I was sober and put it into practice. I got sober in SWAFIS. I did the rehab relationship there, got pregnant, was put on a month
That's
blackout.
when it happened? So you go to your probation hour. We have to take a break.
I'm sorry.
I'm totally involved in this. I'm like, my mouth is wide open, and I'm like a little kid in front of.
And I think we're getting to the what happened part.
Yeah, I want to know what happened. And
absolutely.
More importantly, we want to see what it's like today.
That's right.
And we want to stay in the solution. We are taking bids for the All-Star Jam, which is March 9th at the Sidney and Byrne Davis Arts Center. Troy is manning the phones, and they're ringing off the hook. So the highest bidder will get 2 tickets to the show and a meet and greet. Go ahead, what?
I was just going to say, what else?
And a meet and greet with the artists.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. And once again, it's members of the Doobie Brothers, Steely Dan, Boston. I've neglected to mention Barry Goudreau, the guitar player.
Rick Derringer.
Yeah, and one of the guys from Bob Marley's band, and one of the guys from
the JBs.
The JBs, absolutely. All on one stage with our friend Danny singing a lot of those songs. So 277 or 775-9600 is the number. You are listening to Rated R for Recovery on 96K-Rock and 96krock.com.
From the huge studios, WRXK, Bonita Springs, Naples, Fort Myers, a Beasley Broadcast Group station, 96K-Rock and 96krock.com. Talk that rocks.
Have you been considering a kitchen renovation or bathroom remodeling? There's no one better to call than the professionals at Honey's Construction. Value, beauty, and functionality. Get the right design for your kitchen or bathroom and add significant value to your home. Call Honey's Construction today at 229-4934 for a free in-home consultation. Honey's Construction's purpose and mission is to fulfill dreams and to be grateful for the many blessings we enjoy each and every day. 229-4934. Get the taste of home while eating out. Gwendolyn's Cafe and Catering. Open daily for breakfast and lunch and located at 2400 First Street in downtown Fort Myers. Gwendolyn's Cafe and Catering specializes in homemade soups, salads, sandwiches, and desserts. And Gwendolyn's has been rated 5 stars by Urban Spoon and Yelp. Get the taste of home while dining out. Or let us bring the taste of home to your home with our free delivery. Gwendolyn's Cafe and Catering, 2400 First Street, downtown Fort Myers.
Every Friday night at 6:45 p.m., experience Celebrate Recovery at Grace Church at 13 Southeast 21st Place in Cape Coral. The purpose of Celebrate Recovery is to encourage fellowship and to celebrate God's healing power in our lives as we work our way along the road to recovery. By working through the 12 steps and 8 principles of Celebrate Recovery, we grow spiritually and we are freed from our hurts, habits, and hang-ups. Celebrate Recovery every Friday night at 6:45 p.m. at Grace Church, 13 Southeast 21st Place in Cape Coral. If you're looking for a place to find recovery, please consider the 1149 Foundation, located at 50 Pine Island Drive in North Fort Myers in the AutoZone Plaza. We currently have 3 meetings per day at noon, 5:30, and 8 p.m. We've been offering this area a safe place for over 20 years. No matter what you've done, no matter where you've been, you're not alone and are welcome at the 1149 Foundation. Come check us out or call 677-6107. That's 677-6107.
I didn't know where to turn when our son started doing drugs. I didn't know our medicine cabinet was what got him started. I didn't know that help was available at SWAFIS. SWAFIS has a residential program just for kids 17 and younger, and weekly group therapy. The help is affordable too. I'm much smarter now, thanks to SWAFIS.
Addiction is a disease. Recovery is possible. We will help. Call 332-6989 now or visit us online at swfas.org.
A Heavenly Cut Landscaping and Celebrate Pressure Washing has been serving Lee County for over 7 years. Commercial and residential landscaping is our specialty. We also have an experienced pressure cleaning staff as well. A Heavenly Cut Landscaping and Celebrate Pressure Washing offers a free on-site estimate and is available by calling 738-9009. That's 738-9009. We are grateful for the opportunity to help beautify your property. Call today, 738-9009. A Heavenly Cut Landscaping and Celebrate Pressure Washing.
That's gonna leave a mark.
But not if you bring your vehicle to DHAB Your Automotive Rehab, your one-stop shop for all auto body work and paint. No job too big or small. With over 25 years experience, DHAB can make your vehicle look like the accident never happened. DHAB Your Automotive Rehab is located at 2534 Highland Street, 1 block off Edison Avenue in Fort Myers. So if you have a scratch, ding, dent, or bent, call DHAB Your Automotive Rehab at 332-1813.
Designs that are enduring. Designs that are engaging. Designs from Ensight. Ensight is a leading Florida-based design, planning, and engineering firm offering innovative planning, landscape architecture, civil engineering, and more. Whether it's a place to live, work, learn, shop, or play, let the award-winning design team at Ensight help you achieve today's needs and tomorrow's possibilities. Call Ensight at 226-0024 or online at en-site.com.
Have you been charged with a crime? You could face serious penalties for conviction, and it is vitally important that you have skilled legal assistance on your side during this time. Call Brian L. Edwards, Esquire, Attorney at Law today. 888-512-6254. Results matter. With a track record of success, our methods are tried and true. Mistakes happen, but we can help. Brian L. Edwards, Esquire, Attorney at Law. Visit FortMyersCriminalLawFirm.com or call 888-512-6254. Call 277 or 775-9600. Now back to Rated R for Recovery on 96K-Rock and 96KRock.com.
I caught you knocking at my cellar door. I love you, baby, can I have some more? Ooh, the damage done. I hit the city and I lost my band. I watched the needle take another man. Gone, gone, the damage done.
I think I almost cry every time. Every week that song comes on, I cry. Inside, I'm crying. I'm weeping right now. 277 or 775-9600. We are Rated R for Recovery. You still have a few minutes to get your bids in, Sean, at 277 or 775-9600. Sean. Subliminal Man. Do you remember Subliminal Man?
Oh, I do.
Kevin Nealon? Yeah, Sean. So anyway, Troy, how the phones, you doing okay back there? You taking some bids? Good, yeah, he's working. He's on it. So make sure you say hi and a pleasant hello to Troy. If you get the highest bidder, you get to give the money to a recovery charity of your choice. And then you get to go to the All-Star Jam, which is members of Boston, Rick Derringer.
The JBs.
The Whalers, and Steely Dan, and the Doobie Brothers. There you have it.
All right.
There you have it. So once again, or if you have a question for myself, the lovely Joy Thomas, or R over here,
Leslie Renee,
Street Chicks in Recovery, you can call us at 277 or 775-9600. We are not doctors. We are not therapists.
Nope.
We are not, what else aren't we?
The myriad of things that we are not.
Yes. What are we?
Chemist, we are not.
We're people with some...
I wouldn't say that, young lady.
Yeah, amateur chemist.
We try to be.
I think I could cook some dope up in a skinny minute.
We try to be.
Okay.
All right. We're people with experience, strength, and hope to share. We used to live a terrible, miserable existence, and we don't do that anymore.
And speaking of a terrible, miserable existence,
we got Renee.
Renee is just now. You're pregnant. And I'm sorry because how does a young lady go from being gay to having sex with men for money?
Well, you know what? You'll do anything it takes. And, like I said, I was in denial about that a lot because of the abuse that I had in my past and the reaction that I got from people when I told them that I liked little girls as well as little boys. So I just tried to do the normal thing. And I took hostages in that. But you know what? I don't regret it a bit. I have 3 beautiful children because of it.
Oh, okay. That part you don't.
And I actually, yeah.
Sorry.
Actually, and I really, when the pregnant thing, when I got pregnant, I actually miscarried that child, and then I went into the hospital, and since I went into a couple ERs, and I actually switched to another recovery house since they put me on 30-day blackout. I wasn't going for that. So I went and talked to somebody else.
Because you don't need that. You needed something else. You knew what you needed.
Exactly. So I definitely
How do you know what you
need a
need?
30-day.
You don't.
I
You
don't.
don't know
You
what
think you
need.
do, though,
No,
when you start
exactly.
manipulating everything.
Yeah, I'm manipulating everything at this point. So
Those people are crazy. I don't need that.
right. So anyways, I miscarried the child, and I went to the emergency room, and they gave me medication, and they were just going to let it happen naturally since I didn't have insurance. So then became my opiate addiction. So I started
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You just were just give me more.
Crack.
So
I
things
was
got
a trash
worse
can. I was
and
a trash can.
worse.
Somebody told me a birth control would get me high. I'd have crushed it up and snorted it.
Amen.
You know, I mean, those are the types of things that I did. So anyways, I went into this escorting thing for 3 years because I thought, well, I'm not going to be a hooker. I'm going to be a high-class hooker. So I'm just going to do it at the Ritz or somewhere like that. Well, you know.
The Ritz.
And yeah, and
What a dream.
I had gigs like that, but I also had other gigs. And I used to do manipulation and stuff with that as well, you know.
Oh, of course. I drove you around.
What?
Not you specifically,
Not you
but
specifically.
Wait a minute.
Should we see the way she looked at
I
me?
was like, wait a minute, do I remember you?
And I did.
he was trying to figure out, if you guys should know each other.
You know, that's the really sad thing about it, because I've met a lot of people here in Florida for the last 6 years that have been here in my addiction, and I have 16 months of quality sobriety right now. And I actually had a little bit of quality sobriety and then took things back on my own again, and I relapsed with my significant other, or my life partner that I have now, and it was just absolutely crazy, 2 addicts together.
What is significant sobriety? What did you say? No, significant.
No,
What did you use?
no,
What term did you use?
I said quality.
Quality.
sobriety.
What is quality sobriety?
well, let's
Quality
talk. Let's get to
Okay. What
your
happened?
last bottom, and then let's
Okay.
get out of there.
We're running out of time.
Okay, we're gonna get to the last bottom. My life partner now, she actually, we met in the rooms, and we had been through our steps. I had been doing this thing for years. I had like 3 months sober. She had like 4 months sober.
Got a lot of knowledge.
Yep, and we actually, we actually.
I was agreeing with you.
Yeah. But we had gone through our steps. I mean, this is like, I had never
You had
gone
3
through my
months
steps
sober.
before
You
that.
didn't know anything.
I understand that, but I thought I
Head
did.
full of knowledge.
Okay.
Knowledge doesn't help you at all.
Exactly. But
You can
actually,
know everything.
we had gotten God in our lives as well. We were working with actually the illustrator's husband, and we were doing, he was spiritually helping us along. And, we actually got, had a ceremony, a commitment ceremony, and it was beautiful. We had been sober for that long, and that day I found out that she actually started using again. And she used for about 6 months.
Behind your back.
Yeah. No, well, it was
Well,
kind of...
celebrate.
It was kind of, I was lying for her to everyone. But
Right.
And then finally I said, screw it, and started getting in
Yep,
on
if
the
you're out,
action.
I'm out too.
Can't beat them, join them. So I did that, and then we got sober, or we went through a process where we tried to get sober again, and it actually went to a point to where we beat the hell out of each other, and then we nursed each other back to health, and then we nursed each other back to health, and then we actually did it again. And
What, beat each other up again?
No. We actually relapsed again, and then she was incarcerated twice. And the second time in her incarceration, things were at the point where we had said previously, we will die together before we get sober separate. And I think God knew that and just plucked one of us out of the situation. And she was in jail for 3 months. And that's where she met Leslie. And she actually started taking girls through the steps there. And I was taking girls through the steps on the outside. And we really got into this thing and into our recovery. And
How are you taking girls through the steps? You're just, what are you, 2 days clean now?
No, we were actually, I had gone through my steps again. She had gone through her steps in jail.
What do you consider going through your
This
steps?
is 3 months. She's talking about a 3-month period of time.
Yeah, 3 months.
Very judgmental.
Get through those steps as fast as you can.
Yeah,
Don't sit
yeah.
around.
But they've got to be, no.
I understand that you can get through them as fast as you can in the beginning, because some of that stuff, especially when you're, this is the way I feel.
You're getting mixed up. No,
I think
you're getting
this
mixed
is
up.
where Street Chicks is an awesome thing. Get that crap out that they need, and go back and rework those steps. These steps aren't to be worked
through
one
'em.
time. Get through them, get back in, and do them over if you have to, but you've got to get some of that stuff out, or for me, this is how it was for me. I didn't address all of my issues. I'm dually diagnosed. I had a lot of stuff in me, and I wasn't sharing it with the correct people, and I wasn't dealing with it. So once I did deal with it and got it out, I'm 16 months sober. And
then
just
you
went
start
through a
working with
depression.
others.
Absolutely.
I just actually had to cut back.
I'm backtracking.
Yeah. So, I mean, because I understand that just putting down the drink and the drug is just the first thing.
That's right.
I've got a lot of other stuff going on.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
So, you know, and that's, I think, what Street Chicks is all about. You said, what is this 12-step program different than the other? Street Chicks is actually going to go through those issues that women have and face on the street that people don't want to hear about.
Right.
In a 12-step meeting, they want to hear the solution.
But keep that
which
crap
is awesome.
I'm halfway there. I'm halfway there. Keep that. First of all, keep that crap out of my meeting anyway.
Right.
I want to hear about the solution.
Exactly.
The solution is in the steps.
Exactly.
And regarding if you're male, female, bisexual,
Exactly.
A hamster, I know you are going to come to a solution, and those issues will come out. And I have to apologize for saying, what did you have to offer? You have 1 day sober. You have something to offer. So
That's right.
I was wrong there.
Yeah.
Let me say I'm wrong, and I promptly admit it. So, but those things that I don't care if you're a woman. I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're a hooker. I was all of those things.
But
don't tell me. I'm recovering from a seemingly hopeless state of mind and body.
You know what?
And I am going to work, and I am going to work these steps with a sponsor, and get better. Hopefully.
Yes, and then get working with other people, because that's what works when all else fails.
I'm sorry, I got a little.
That's okay.
I'm an angry man, I've been told.
That's all right. You hang in there, buddy.
That's awesome.
Before we sign off the air today, let's bring Leslie back up again. Leslie, you are Street Chicks, and Street Chicks, how can we get in touch with you?
www.streetchicks.net is our website. Also, we have a phone number on there. You can get to our fan page. And I just wanted to thank you, Fletch and Joy, for having us on the show. We really appreciate being here.
And we'll put your information on our Facebook page.
Wonderful.
And we will. And we will. Troy does that. He updates the Facebook page every day. I'm sorry to cut everybody off, but I'm cutting you off because we've run out of time. And maybe
I'm glad Renee got to get sober, and Leslie helped.
Right. And Leslie helped, and maybe we should have Renee back on at another time. Some other time to finish, because really we
find out what's going on now.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Got a lot of good stuff.
How she helps women, and how Street Chicks helps women. And you have been listening to Rated R for Recovery on 96 KROC and 96KROC.com. See you next Sunday.
The preceding has been a paid commercial program. The opinions expressed are those of the participants and not necessarily those of 96 KROC.